Do you remember how we started last year?
No.
I said
I never listened to the episode.
We were live from the red carpet outside the Holby Theater.
Yes, the Holby Theater. I forgot.
And we made a joke about how they had already given away 8 awards, but we don't get to talk about them.
Yes. We made a lot of jokes about how shitty the Oscars were.
Yeah.
We made almost as many jokes about the Oscars being shitty as the Oscars made about movies being shitty.
Yeah, it was hard to compete because they had 3.5 hours to fill of jokes about how bad people are for liking any of these movies. Fortunately, this year that didn't happen. That's because we know that because we're recording after the Oscars, but hopefully people still care about the movies of 2022.
You weren't supposed to tell people I was going to do my Oscar predictions.
Oh yeah, you would have gotten so many
so good.
Wow, you would have done so well. But yeah, so this will be the second episode we've recorded since the Oscars. We recorded the Banshees episode the day after. But for you guys, any general takeaways you want to get out there?
Yeah, I mentioned I felt like the Oscars were really good this year, but then looking back on them, I think they were actually really mediocre, but that's so much better than the last 2 years that they like really stand out.
And you don't mean like winners, you mean literally the experience of watching.
The experience of watching them. The movies this year, I think, were the best in several years. Overall.
Yeah. For me, it was probably the best movie year since 2019.
Yeah, like overall. I think there's definitely some movies in the last couple of years that I like better than quite a few of these movies, but
I think it was pretty strong. There wasn't anything that I like straight up hated.
Nope, nothing.
In that way, though, it was kind of sad to see some movies not snubbed, but the ones that I liked then didn't win anything, even though they were
shut out.
I
know you loved
sad.
Elvis.
I hated them.
That was the only way I was like, yeah, that's what you get, Elvis. Nothing.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have it like kind of spread the love. But
Yeah.
I didn't even.
I
hate
did have
Elvis.
a great I had a great The Snowman Strikes Again reaction image to send to the whole group anytime they won, and then they won 0.
I didn't hate Elvis, but if Elvis won something and Banshees or Fabelmans didn't, I would have been mad.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, it's weird. The Whale won 2. Won makeup and best actor.
Makeup. Oh yeah.
Women Talking won screenplay.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, Fabelmans, Tar,
Banshees.
blanked, and Banshees all get
Elvis.
blanked.
hey, you're not
Triangle
allowed to hate
Sadness.
on The Whale if you haven't seen it.
I'm just saying it's strange. Like the kind of the movies that have really dominated, critical discussion and year-end lists and stuff. It was just such a dominant, a below the line night for All Quiet on the Western Front, and literally the most dominant above the line night ever for any movie in the 95 years of the Oscars for Everything Everywhere All at Once. So
It is
yeah.
weird that they like require the 10 Best Picture noms now if 5 of them just don't even get anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's like the honor to be nominated thing, right? It matters.
Mhm.
I mean, the only thing it has going for it is like all 10 of these movies are pretty good. So it was
I was
like,
gonna say if we didn't have it, we wouldn't have been able to watch some cool movies. So.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do a Billy Crystal style like song and dance number at the beginning about like, doing song parodies, working the titles of different movies in, but he only had 5 to work with. We'd have twice as many now, so we just don't have the time.
We don't, no. The show would run late. The viewers would complain. Next year, we'd have to take a bunch of the awards out. Viewers would complain again.
Yep.
It's not us, it's them.
So here are the rules for tonight. Last year, we kind of just did whatever. But this year...
That's what I'm going to do again.
Yeah. This year, we're going to be inside the lines a little bit more. I already told you, if you listened to the special 10-minute episode that came out a couple weeks ago, what the results of the voting were online, but we are going to factor that in tonight, too. So I have that here. People online could only vote for Oscar nominees in each category. We can vote ourselves for anything in any category as long as it has an Oscar nomination and as long as it would actually be eligible. As much as I want to vote for Babylon for Best Animated, that won't be on the table. But I can vote for Babylon for Best Picture. So those are the rules.
I thought it has to be like eligible by being like a good movie and stuff.
Aside from that, I think last year we each did a top 3 in each category. And then probably 5 for picture. And of course, whoever won last year will bring out the award for this year. They'll present it.
Yes. You got some big names coming up.
Yeah. So those are the rules. We can pick whatever we want as long as it is in a literal sense eligible and was nominated for an Oscar. Last year, we just went with a movie that we liked. But I wanted to keep it to stuff that at least has been in the conversation because, I don't know, you guys don't want me to just talk about Decision to Leave and Nope and The Northman the whole time because that'll just be monologuing.
So for 2022 movies, I saw about 10.
Right, that's what I mean. So it's that's why I want to keep it to stuff that we've actually seen. I think you're up near 15 or so, counting the animateds, probably.
Probably. I probably saw like 20 movies from 2022, honestly.
Speaking of 2022, for the 2022 Laties, do you guys remember what won animated last year? And I guess the
Encanto, didn't it?
Encanto won, and it beat Mitchell's versus the Machines, or is that
I believe
the year earlier?
I'm trying to remember that was our discussion last year. I'm trying to remember which one actually took it.
Encanto.
I believe I was overruled, and we went with Encanto because Robbie hadn't seen Mitchell's versus the Machines yet.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
They're both very good movies.
So the main character from Encanto is taking the stage to present this year's animated.
Both those movies were just about people wanting their parents to apologize.
That's
They are. Both of those are. Yeah.
Both of them.
Movies by millennials. That's what we're about now.
Jordan, have you seen Mitchell's versus the Machines?
No, I
It was
haven't.
really good.
It's
Very
so good.
It's on
Jordan.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You gotta watch it.
I think it's a lot better than Encanto, but I was outvoted last year. That's okay.
I don't think I saw Encanto either. So
That's fine.
Okay.
But
Encanto's also
we did an
good.
episode on Encanto, so if you do watch it, make sure you listen to the episode.
okay.
I want to say your name was like Marielle.
Maribel.
Mirabelle. I got really close.
You were close, yeah.
Yeah. So Mirabelle is out on stage. She's got she's not talking about Bruno. She's talking about this year's animated. So we'll go around, and then I think like each category, maybe a different person goes first to make it fair. But does anyone have a top 3 animated locked and loaded? I watched more movies than I would have just so I could get to 3 this year.
Wow. I don't
Because
think
I didn't.
watched 3 animated movies this year.
Yeah.
No, we definitely have.
From 2022 movies?
Yeah.
That
When
are
did you
actually
start then?
nominated is the problem.
Yeah. Because you saw Sea Beast.
I did see Sea Beast. That one was, I did not like that movie though.
Is that third for you?
But you saw it.
Guess it has to be.
Okay, what else you got? What's your top 3?
Top 3.
And
easy.
count up. Do it.
Count up. Sea Beast, because that one I did not really enjoy, honestly. It was very fine.
Cool.
I think I explained before, I couldn't get over the lead actor in that movie is Billy Butcher from The Boys, which is, do you know who he is?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Yep.
And he used the same accent, except he doesn't drop the C-bomb constantly in this children's movie. And I could picture him just doing it. And I was upset that he wasn't. So ruined the movie for me. And the movie was not good. Number 2, Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, obviously. That movie was just wild. I don't know. Did you see that one, Jordan?
I did. That's the only one I saw. Yeah.
Wild. I don't know what they were thinking, but loved all the eyes on the angels, biblically accurate. Then number 1's Turning Red. That movie was great. Awesome movie.
Okay.
I don't know. Thought it was really cool. I thought the animation style was cool. I feel like it's always nice when Pixar does something kind of unique.
Yeah. So you didn't get to 3, but that's okay. You saw Pinocchio. What'd you think?
I liked Pinocchio. I thought,
Oh, by the way, I'm Ben Holt. This is a podcast where my friends and I get to fill in our movie blind spots. But this week we're doing the Ladies. It's the Ladies 2023. We're gonna go through everything with me this week. We got Ray.
Hi.
We got Greg.
Hi.
And we got Jordan.
Hello.
Greg just went first. Now Jordan's gonna talk about Pinocchio.
Yeah, I liked Pinocchio. It had more Nazis than I thought it was going to have. So it's definitely darker than I thought it was going to be.
How'd you like how Pinocchio kept going to hell?
It felt like not a children's movie so much.
I really like that Pinocchio was kind of fucked up looking because Geppetto was fucking drunk off his ass while he's chopping him up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think I've said this before, but the monkey being beaten, like, it was just like, it's very dark and kind of hard to watch. But
well, a child has a bomb dropped on them in the first 10 minutes of the movie too.
Yeah, it's shocking.
And dies.
I think we definitely watched this with our small child, and I'm pretty sure when the bomb got dropped, she asked me, she's like, "Did he die?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I think he's hurt."
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, when you were like, "Oh, put it on," I was like, almost like, I don't know if this is really appropriate. And I'm
Okay,
like,
yeah,
nah, it's gotta be.
I didn't know it was gonna be like that.
Yeah. My top 3, I have Turning Red at 3. I think it's fine. I have Marcel the Shell with Shoes On at 2. Delightful. Jenny Slate doing that voice, sure. And then number 1 with a bullet, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Fun movie. And I don't love the songs in it, I would say. I could have done probably without them.
I forgot there were songs in it.
Yeah, there's a few. I like the one where he's calling Mussolini a literal piece of shit.
I remembered that one.
Specifically trying to goad Mussolini into executing him. Again, fun kids movie. But yeah, I mean, it's all the stuff Del Toro's talking about, the actual craft and how animation's not a genre. It's not just for kids. It's an actual like serious art form and the stuff he talked about when he won.
It was a beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just a sucker for stop motion, so that's
like you can't even tell it's stop motion. Honestly, like you could go through the movie and not realize that that's a stop motion movie.
Yeah, it just looks so good. Ray, what do you got?
I didn't see Marcel, but I wish I had. So I guess it's gonna have to be Sea Beast at number 3. It wasn't really anything special. I did not enjoy it, honestly. 2, I guess, is going to be Pinocchio. And then 1 would be Turning Red.
Okay, Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, barely animated, correct?
I mean, the main character is 100% animated.
Yes.
So,
but there's a lot of
and most of the supporting.
There's a lot of live action in it, right? Or am I crazy? I did not see the movie.
There's live action in the sense that like they built all of the puppets and sets in Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
I thought there were like actual people in it for some reason.
Eventually, yes, but they come in later.
Oh,
it's mostly just Marcel and his grandma, who's played by the legendary Isabella Rossellini. But any Rossellini movie, I guess I have to vote high for. But yeah, it's I know what you mean though. I'm just being obtuse because it's funny.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so
okay. Well, the voters online had Turning Red in first by a lot, then Pinocchio, then Marcel, then Puss in Boots, then Sea Beast. I feel like this is kind of Turning Red in a walk, but I think So again, this happened last year too. I'm outvoted, but I think Turning Red's fine. It's just. This is a movie by Domi Shi. She also made the short Bow from a few years ago.
Oh, I really like that one.
And I had this
really weird.
I had the same issue with Bow that I have with this, which is eventually like the I think that one's a son and a mother, and this is a daughter and a mother. But like the mother-child relationship, eventually like they're fine at the end, and Bow's about like just being super protective. But she eats the baby.
That is so weird in Bow.
Mm-hmm.
And I just can't get over that.
No.
And in Turning Red, like the mom is so awkward. And I just can't get over the fact that it's not like normal levels of, and I get like, and if this actually happened to Domi Shi, I'm very sorry. But it's to the point where her mom's trying to break into her school and then publicly being escorted out by security every day. Like, that's just way too embarrassing to your child. Like, everyone's pointing at it happening, and it's happening every day. What the hell? Like, you need to leave your kid alone.
No.
It's just way too much. And, like, the whole scene where she drives her to the convenience store and they confront the kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
you
just
haven't heard
like...
of helicopter parents?
Yeah.
It's beyond, though. I feel like it's just so cringy and hard. I'm not saying it's bad and unbelievable. I'm just saying... I really don't enjoy watching those sequences.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on an island here. It's fine. Turning Red's gonna win.
I mean, I really like Pinocchio too.
Yes. I will say I probably like Turning Red because I identify with it because it's a middle school child from the early 2000s. So
Sure, yeah.
yeah, and the whole boy bands thing was like a really nice throwback.
The boy bands thing fucking killed me. I still cannot watch that movie without fucking laughing about it.
It's so funny.
I think the movie's good. I'm not upset about it.
Yeah.
So that's our first award. Mirabelle from Encanto is handing over the animated lady to, I guess, Mei Lin from Turning Red.
Crowd goes wild.
She gets really excited and turns into a red panda.
No speech.
No speech.
We gotta keep it short
No
tonight.
speech. We gotta keep it moving.
We just play them off immediately.
Yeah, we just play those three tones from All Quiet on the Western Front.
Bom, bom, bom.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Bom. Yeah.
Yeah. If anyone tries to give a speech, I'll go up and slap them.
Oh yeah, that is the we put in more stairs this year, so it's harder to go slap people on stage. That's what the actual Oscars did. There was more stairs this year. I don't know if you noticed,
No.
but there was only a couple points where you could get on the stage where it was like there was like the lounge atmosphere with the cocktail tables last year.
Yeah, because he just
So
walked right up.
he just jumped up on stage from wherever.
Yeah.
But you have to actually go to a place where there were stairs this year to get on stage.
Smart.
Oh, physical barriers.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Who knew? And then in between every other category, I'm going to have a different game or activity for us, or an open-ended like category. And I was going to do a game called Pinocchio No after the animated category, where I was going to give you guys questions and you would have told me which of the 3 Pinocchio adaptations I was talking about that came out in 2022. But then I thought we're already going to go over and that's stupid. So instead we'll just do a real category. I want to talk about young performers. Not that animated is a children's category, but it seems to lend itself well to this transition. There was a lot of interesting young performances and breakthrough performances and people I hadn't seen on screen before that were legit children or teenagers in these movies this year. Anybody got one they want to throw out? And this is like a non-ranked, non-competitive thing because we don't want these kids to have bad self-esteem issues.
How young are we talking?
What?
How young are we talking?
How young you got?
So, I mean,
I don't know, like legal drinking age or lower. Something like that.
oh, so I wrote down. I don't remember why I wrote this down. I wrote down the Gabriel LaBelle from Fabelmans. Okay. I don't know. I don't remember which one he is. I know I wrote it down for a reason.
He's the main guy who's in most of the movie.
Okay.
As Sammy, the one that is
Sam.
doing. Yeah. He's correcting. Yeah, he starts correcting people. It's Sam.
Oh yeah.
He's
right.
in most of the movie. Once they get to
That was a good
Arizona, he takes
That's right.
over.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't get a nomination because I really thought he was quite good.
He was excellent.
I loved him.
Yeah.
That once you said that thing, that immediately was like, oh, Sammy, he was awesome. He was so good.
Yeah, there is a lot of really good young performers in that movie, and it just reminds you that, like, I mean, he's been making like adult dramas or whatever, or remaking West Side Story, but like, oh yeah, that's Steven Spielberg, the guy who's gotten the best performances out of child actors in the history of movies. Yeah, right. And it's like, oh yeah, when he wants to like reach into his bag, he can pull out all the high school stuff that just sort of starts happening in, I guess, Act 3 of the Fabelmans, and you're like, wow, all these kids are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The very Jesus-y girlfriend that he gets.
Oh, she's awesome.
That's Chloe. She's amazing. She's fantastic too. And his sisters are really good too. The main one with the bangs and the glasses is Julia Butters. She was the little girl in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that has a couple scenes with Leo.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
she's gotten a lot older.
I think she's 13 now, and she was like, 9 then.
Oh,
so
that makes sense. You look much less like a baby between that time.
yeah. So those, definitely Gabriel LaBelle would be, if we were like giving an actual award, that he'd be my pick. And then I also wanted to mention Frankie Corio, who plays Paul Mescal. He doesn't pronounce it Mescal, so I always get messed up on it. Paul Mescal's daughter in After Sun.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And the movie's pretty much from her perspective. And I hadn't ever seen her in anything before, and she's fantastic. There's a scene where she has to sing a karaoke version of Losing My Religion by REM. That is one of the hardest scenes to watch this year, but she's amazing in it. The whole movie is about this. It kind of plays like I don't want to give away too much because the framing of it is like is a discovery too. So, but basically it's from her perspective, and it's this, you don't know if it's like a weekend or a week vacation that she spent with her dad. And I believe it's set like in the 90s. So it's kind of 90s styles going on too. They're great. Any other kids? Those are the main ones I wanted to talk about. We kind of hit already.
That's the only one I really think about is Sammy, but I think it's because he was so good. I was kind of surprised that he didn't get a Best Actor nomination, Jordan.
Yeah, it would never seem to be in the cards, but I feel like that's someone I definitely want to check in on in their career going forward because that kid was great.
Sadie Sink was in The Whale.
Yeah, I didn't see that Whale.
Yeah, I liked seeing her in it. I was kind of pumped to see her. But I think her character, I would have liked to see her in a different character because her character in The Whale was too close to her character in Stranger Things.
Okay.
So that was a little sad. But she did really, really good with what she had, you know?
Yeah.
But I'd like to see her in a different role. But it was good to see her, though.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, none of those kids have worked with, someone like Darren Aronofsky on a movie yet. Finn Wolfhard's definitely been in the most movies out of Stranger Things, but I don't know if any of them have really hit for him. I guess he's in the Ghostbusters franchise now, but I don't know.
I saw him credited in something recently. Was it
He's
Pinocchio?
He's in a ton of stuff.
He did voice acting for something.
Yeah, I think he is in Pinocchio.
Yeah. I don't know who he was in Pinocchio, but...
Yeah. And I want to also call out the guy who I guess is kind of the bully in Fabelmans. But really the bully's kind of Weasley sidekick who steals the beer at the beach and stuff.
Yes.
That is Oaks Fegley, who has a great name.
It's a good name.
And he is, still young, but was like a little literal kid actor in a bunch of stuff about 5 to 6 years ago. So I just want to call out that Oaks Fegley's in this too. So,
good for Oaks.
Good for Oaks Fegley. he was like the I guess I don't know if it's eponymous, the character from whom the title of the movie seems to be from the perspective of in like My War with Grandpa or whatever, where he like got in a pranking war with Robert De Niro.
Nope.
Remember this film?
No.
Okay,
Are you sure this is a real film?
Oaks Fegley v. Bobby De Niro.
What's the name of the bully in A Christmas Story?
I don't know.
It reminds me of whatever this kid's name is.
Something like that, though. I've never been a Christmas Story guy, but we can litigate that at the holidays. All right, coming to the stage now is last year's. Maybe they'll present together because that's what the Oscars did this year. The supporting actor and actress winners. Do you guys remember who won last year?
Actor and actress.
Mm-hmm. Last year we picked Ariana DeBose from West Side Story for actress.
Oh, yep.
And did we not pick Cody Smith-McPhee from Power of the Dog for supporting actor? I think it was between him and Troy Kotzer. We might have given it to Troy Kotzer.
We probably gave it to Troy Kotzer because I didn't really like Cody Fit.
Yes,
Cody
I got outvoted in this one too. So yes. It's Troy Kotzer and Ariana DeBose, who I believe did present together at this year's Oscars.
They did, yeah.
I really like both of them. They were great last year.
They seemed great.
Yeah.
Ariana DeBose was my pick. Obviously, Cody Smith-McPhee was my pick.
Dakota hater.
That's
yeah. I really like Troy Kotzer.
I did too.
Well, here he is on stage to present this year's supporting actress and supporting actor. Let's do
Ben just hates that movie so much. God forbid you end as a happy family in the end of a movie. That's it. Ben will never like you again.
Okay, it's a shot-for-shot remake of like a 2-year-old French movie. They barely change anything. It won Best Picture and Screenplay. It's so stupid.
I think you just don't like embarrassing parents.
No, I didn't mind them. I thought the scene where they're doing like the sex talk and he's doing like the soldier with the helmet on thing. Yeah. I thought that was good. I liked Coda. I just didn't love it, and I loved some movies last year. And Coda wasn't hard to make. It just wasn't.
You should have made it then.
Yeah.
You could have an Oscar right now.
Yeah, I guess I could have. Let me just look at whatever the best French movie in 2021 was, and I'll remake it shot for shot and win all the Oscars I'm up for next year.
Wow.
Do you want to start us on Best Supporting Actress?
No. Hold on, I gotta look at the list.
Okay, that's fine. So the people nominated were Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu, Angela Bassett, Hong Chow, and Carrie Condon.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, that's yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
But you don't have to pick just from these, but that's who's up.
Are we doing top 3 or are we just doing like our
Yeah,
okay.
you can do your top 3.
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't particularly impressed with any of these people.
Wow.
Which is very rare. But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't. I feel like I don't know. Carrie Condon was pretty good. Angela Bassett I thought was good too, but it was a Marvel movie. It's not that deep, you know? Like
It's not that serious, Angela.
Some of us are prepared if you'd like me to.
Okay, so all right, number 3 would be Hong Chow, Carrie Condon, and then Angela Bassett.
Okay.
Wow. Give me an Angela Bassett, huh?
So
I
you
didn't
have
see that
Angela
movie.
Bassett in first?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to go next?
Oh,
or-
yeah. Number 3,
Mhm.
Jamie Lee Curtis. 2, Carrie Condon. And number 1, easy, Michelle Williams, because she was actually a supporting actress in my opinion.
I was
Oh.
thinking about it, but I don't have her.
I forgot that was part of the rules.
She's
is part of
not
the
a
rules.
lead actress. I don't think she is. She was not the lead in that movie.
I might agree with you.
I really don't think she was. She was great, but I just don't think she was the lead.
Ooh.
She's great, and I
Her-
also don't think she's.
Her whole
We'll talk
performance was
about
to
it.
support the performances for
agree
Sammy and the
with that.
dad.
So, are we going to Lakeith Stanfield her? They campaigned Lakeith Stanfield in lead actor the Judas and the Black Messiah year, and the Academy nominated him in supporting.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Huh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Jordan, you got 3 ready to go?
Well, now that
I
kind
just
of.
rocked your world.
I was
huh?
gonna say that
I
does
should have
kinda
had you
rock
go
my world
first.
because
Am I allowed to?
I offered to go
redact?
first, and you wouldn't let me.
Oh.
I mean,
Well, you went first the first time.
I did go first.
Well, we can give our list, and then we can decide together. You know.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
there were a lot of people in that movie. I mean, what makes someone a lead actress? I mean, she did play a big part in that movie. What makes someone?
That's her argument. That's why she wanted to be in lead.
All right,
It's up to them.
I think I'm
basically.
gonna leave her in there in my mind.
That's what
right
she
now.
wanted. She wanted to be in lead.
I know. So, yeah, I'm thinking for supporting actress, I have Carrie Condon as my number 1 because I
Okay.
just think she was amazing.
I agree.
I really liked her.
Then I have Hong Chow for The Whale.
Mhm.
I don't feel super strongly about that one. And then Stephanie Hsu for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, don't feel as strongly about the second 2 because I don't think there were really strong performances in supporting actress, which is why you appealed to me when you gave me an example of someone who had a strong acting performance that I could use for that category.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. That's what I feel like. None of these like really stood out. To
I
me
really
this
liked
year.
Carrie Condon, honestly.
I really liked her in that.
Yeah, I think she's great.
Yeah. But Michelle Williams was better for sure.
My top 3. Number 3, I have Carrie Condon. Number 2, I have Rooney Mara and Women Talking.
Oh, okay.
And number 1, I have Michelle Williams in Fablemans.
Who was Rooney Mara?
She was the main one. She was pregnant. She had some flirtatious stuff with Ben Whishaw.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of really good people in here. I'm picking Rooney Mara because she's ostensibly the lead, but still is supporting just because of the way that movie works.
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been Jessie Buckley, I think, is really good in it too.
Mhm.
I didn't love what Claire Foy was doing, but she's also good. Any of these people could have easily gotten supporting nominations, and it kind of sucks that none of them did.
It's probably because it's such an ensemble cast. It's
Yeah.
hard to like
I also like
pick someone and be like, this is the.
yeah, and maybe that's it because there's like, preferential balancing. Judith Ivey, who's one of the older women, I think is really good.
Because you're naming these people, and like some of them I know, obviously, Jessie Buckley, you mentioned. I had to ask who.
Yeah, which character they were.
Exactly, because there's like 5 women in that movie who all probably do about the same amount of like acting.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of picking Rooney Mara as someone sort of representative of all of that. So we have Carrie Condon pretty high. Greg and I both have Michelle Williams on our list. What do we think for the ladies?
I just don't know if it's rude to give it to Michelle Williams if she wants to be the lead actress.
Will she be upset with us? I've been thinking for a long time that I wanted to put her, and I actually didn't have it written down, but once you broke the glass.
I do feel like her role is supporting.
None of the women talking got nominated because I feel like all of them did better than most of the people that were nominated.
I agree with that.
Yes.
Yes, I actually do agree with that.
I do get that, they're all supporting actresses and it would be hard to single out one.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the problem too, you know what I mean?
Put them all instead of all the people that were nominated. I don't know.
I mean,
the acting was just a lot stronger than a lot of the other
the problem too, they couldn't put forth all of them because then just none of them would have gotten in.
None of them did get it.
I know. But I mean, like, they couldn't have been like,
fair enough.
Put all, like 5 of them in for consideration because they would have all just gotten some votes. You know what I mean? You don't want to like put in your whole cast from your movie for.
It happens, and then usually it does do some splitting, but it worked for Jamie Lee Curtis this year.
It did,
even with Stephanie Hsu in there. But yeah, all of the Irishmen were nominated one year. Obviously, the Irishman got blanked that year.
I hated that movie.
That movie's amazing, but what
longest Best Picture nominee in the last 10 years? I don't know. I think we were
Michelle
deciding
Williams.
ago. Michelle Williams, Carrie Condon. I like both of them. I'm happy.
I'd be happy with Carrie Condon if we really don't feel like Michelle Williams will accept the award.
Should we ask Ariana to post things? Maybe she has a better idea if Michelle Williams would take the award.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jordan?
I would give it to Michelle Williams. I'm not against that idea.
She is getting into Amy Adams territory for nominations without actual wins at the Oscars.
Let's give her one then. She deserves it. She's going to be really excited.
I'm okay with that.
I like it.
Okay.
I think she was the better performance between her and Carrie Condon.
They just did a big photo shoot. Not big. The reason the word big is stuck in my head is the Fabelmans cast did a photo shoot and Michelle Williams has a really big hat on it. Like the entire cast fits under her hat.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Just throwing that out there. I hope she's wearing that to the ladies. Just blocking the view of an entire row behind her. And then much like what happened at the actual Oscars after a big emotional speech, the same presenters have to step back up to the mic and give the next award. This one for supporting actor.
I did like that though. I think that's part of what made things go a little skippy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was smart.
I felt a little bad for Ariana DeBose because she was like crying when Ke Huy Quan won, and then had to go back to the mic and was like, "Okay, here we go." But now in Best Supporting Actor, and I should say, in Supporting Actress, the voting had Carrie Condon in first, then Stephanie Hsu, then you had Hong Chow and Jamie Lee Curtis tied, and then Angela Bassett. But no one got blanked. Everyone got a decent amount of votes. That was actually a pretty close race on the voting online. So, who wants to start supporting actor? I can if you want. I haven't gone yet first. Okay. At number 3, I have Paul Dano of The Fabelmans. He plays Bert Fabelman.
Oh, the dad?
Yes.
He was really good.
Number 2, I have Barry Keoghan from The Batman. The one scene that he's blurry in the bat. No, I'm kidding. Barry Keoghan from The Banshees of Inisherin. And by the way, I am doing a year award for Dano for Riddler in The Batman.
He was really good in that.
Yeah, and I was thinking maybe I could do all Batman actors, but Colin Farrell unfortunately is a lead, so I can't put him in this category.
You could nominate him for Batman.
Yeah, specifically just the Penguin is here. He's great in that movie, but at number 1, I have Ke Huy Quan of Everything Everywhere All at Once. A wonderful performance from a guy who has been looking for that kind of role for a while. He gets to do everything he's good at and show how talented he is, and I hope he gets a lot of roles because Already there's people online that are like, oh, let's see the continuing adventures of Short Round, his character from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And it's like, let the dude like make some choices. He's got options now for the first time in like 20 years in his career. So I hope he enjoys it. He definitely deserves it. It seems like a genuinely nice guy. And also was great. You don't get points just for being nice. But.
So he's not in my top 3. I'll go next.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. I liked him a lot. Number 3, Brendan Gleeson, Banshees. Number 2, Ki-Hugh Kwan. And number 1 is Barry Keoghan. I love that guy.
Yeah, Gleeson was a tough cut for me, but yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I put Gleeson because I just don't have a lot of options. I feel like he was fine. He didn't blow me away.
He's doing some incredible stuff in that. A rewatch of Banshees is really rewarding for, I think, his characters especially.
I think so. I think I just hated his character.
We get into it on the episode that when this comes out will already be out, but you haven't heard it yet.
Yes. The other 2 I mentioned, I just feel like are a far above him.
Okay. Ray, Jordan, anybody?
Sure. So my number 1 is Barry Keoghan. And then I would, if I am allowed to put him in this category, I would put Gabriel LaBelle for a supporting.
I like it. He's not in the first act of the movie.
I know.
I think that makes it count as supporting.
That's why I'm thinking it would be okay. And then for 3, I have Brian Tyree Henry, who did Causeway. I think it's unfortunate that he had to act opposite Jennifer Lawrence and in kind of like a not great movie, but he did a really good job.
He's amazing, and he's gonna have an Oscar soon. I feel like that guy's incredible.
Clip they showed from him, which is obviously a little biased because the clips are always good, was really good though.
Yeah, he's been doing like some spot duty in like movies that get nominated, but he hasn't gotten nominated. He's in like the best scene of If Beale Street Could Talk from a few years ago. I mean, he's great on Atlanta. That's the first place that I think a lot of people, myself included, saw him. That guy's great.
I feel like he acted really good with his face in his little clip that they showed at the Oscars.
That is a talented dude. Ray?
I just thought of a better Best Supporting Actress.
Too late?
Too late. We already gave it to Michelle.
She's running now.
She's out of here.
Oh.
She left the stage faster than Faye Dunaway after reading La La Land.
I want to give it to the donkey from Banshees of Inisherin.
Jenny?
Yeah. She was
Save
great.
that for Best Actress.
In a leading role.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Jenny was awesome.
Colin
Farrell was so pumped when Jenny showed up at the Oscars.
Yeah, that was nice. There's a lot of donkeys this year. Bad things happen to these donkeys.
Speaking of donkeys, who you got for Best Supporting Actor?
So number 3, Brendan Gleeson.
Cool.
Number 2, Barry Keoghan.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 is Key.
Okay. All right. So that's a pretty clear Ki-Hugh Kwan, Barry Keoghan at the top of most of these lists. I definitely appreciate the Gabriel LaBelle shout out too. The ladies voting went heavily to Ki-Hugh Kwan, but Barry Keoghan was in second.
I think
but there's a big gap.
Should get it then.
Yeah. This is
he can put on the side of his Oscar.
The second year in a
Barry
row.
Keoghan can give a sad speech about. I'm just picturing him doing his speech to Carrie Condon, but now he's talking about how he's not getting a lady.
Oh no!
He's just talking to the statue. Maybe you could fall in love with a boy like me.
It's pretty impressive that we all liked him so much because he had like significantly less of a role than.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he jumped off the screen. We talked about this in the Banshees episode, but
we don't need to discuss it now.
It's that scene in particular when they're at the side of the lake was taken out of context and put online, and people are like, "Whoa, this guy is incredible." And it's tough to carry out what he needs to in that scene and in a couple other scenes with all the mannerisms and tics and all the constant movement that he's doing. That's like sometimes seen as sort of like a hacky crutch for some actors. But he's so impressive, even
He's
with
so
all that
good.
stuff going on. But he loses this to Ki Kwan, who,
Are we moving on to best supporting donkey now? There's enough, right?
we're
Yeah,
not.
there is.
We're moving on
Well,
to.
actually, one of them is lead donkey, I think, right?
At least one, right?
At least one.
There's no donkey categories.
It's weird that there were so many donkeys this year.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And then if you consider most of the times that use animals, there's multiple ones. Like in EO, I think they used six or seven donkeys. So just assume that each donkey that you see, there's like 3 more.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
They're stunt doubles.
Yeah.
Because you got your acting donkeys, your stunt donkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just weird there was so many donkeys.
No
this year.
donkeys in Pinocchio, huh? Isn't that like a big part of the Disney one?
Not
They
in
turn into
GDT's
donkeys.
Pinocchio. They, I think, do the Pleasure Island sequence in the Disney version of Pinocchio that came out this year.
Also weird, there was twice that there were bagels floating in movies, and that's not that many times, but it was still weird that happened
But you
twice.
still noticed.
What was the second
It's
one?
not that. It's not like a whole trend, but it
there's
happened
one
more than once.
like hanging in Sammy's locker because they kept calling him Bagelman.
Oh, yes.
They have it like strung up in his locker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy they could fit that through the slit and tie it up.
Yeah, I know.
It's time for another open-ended, non-competitive category. I wanted to ask you guys about some of your favorite scenes or sequences in movies this year. I have a few written down if I need to start, if you guys don't have any ready to go.
Easy. Tar's face hitting the
Oh,
pavement.
that was mine.
I want
Not the whole sequence, or specifically her running up the stairs and falling?
specifically her running up the stairs. I want to give an award to that stunt double and to whoever did the sound editing and made that noise. It's perfect.
If you see it as a GIF isolated, from the movie, it doesn't like cut away.
Yeah.
They go face first
Yep.
into that ground.
And the
whoever that
noise.
stunt double is.
The noise is real good.
Smack.
The
Yeah.
noise is so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Man, that was the one I came prepared with.
Yeah, I was thinking of a couple maybe from Tar. I wasn't specifically thinking of that, but like the whole sequence where she's in the basement there and stuff.
All the scenes from Tar where the ghosts show up and I don't see the ghost, but I know I am very uncomfortable. All great.
Yeah.
Very cool.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
the
good scenes this
metronome
year.
at night.
I like Michelle Williams sitting in the closet watching the movie, and they don't show you the movie if I remember correctly. They
Mhm.
you just watch her cry.
Uh,
They might. Oh, they
no,
do
they
show
don't.
you.
They show
Oh.
they show you the movie
You've
earlier.
seen the movie.
Sammy editing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
So you just watch like the screen flickering and her crying. That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
I really like Colin Farrell burning down Brendan Gleeson's house. Like the whole he gets the dog and puts him on the car and
Yeah.
and he notices he's in the house and he's like, oh, well, I'm burning it down.
Yeah.
I really like the scene with the check from Triangle Sadness.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That is a great one.
Wicked good.
Ugh.
I love it.
So good. What
It's
if-
so
Just,
funny.
just
Robbie
looking for
said?
that 10
I
seconds
think-
forward button. In that
No,
movie
I
a
love
lot.
it. I
Yep.
love it.
I think Robbie said
It's
that
so
he was
creepy.
willing to Venmo them the money if the scene would just stop.
Yeah.
Not about the
Yeah.
money.
That was a very, very good scene.
Just you said you went yesterday, and yeah, it's. I have a couple from Babylon. It's not going to surprise anybody. First time after not the opening party, because there's been enough ink spilled about that, but the sequence that is almost immediately following that, when Nellie gets to set for the first time. You saw Babylon, right?
Yes.
And it's the first day of filming, and it's her filming the bar scene at the same time that Diego Calva, Manny's character, and Brad Pitt are filming like the epic battle scene on the other side of the lot.
Yeah.
And the camera breaks and people are being literally murdered.
Yeah.
And just the fast cutting in between, Manny having to go get the new camera and running back. And then they get the shot and they get Brad Pitt up the hill as he's super drunk and vomiting, but everyone turns it on just in time as the sun goes down with the actual practical. They actually have 300 extras doing a full scale battle scene in the background as the sun's setting, and the one final tear from Margot Robbie. All of that happening at the same time. Just the highest level of filmmaking in anything this year.
I also really like that sequence.
Good.
Yeah. I really did like that sequence.
But it's not even my favorite sequence from Babylon because it's the Hello College sequence. The first day where they're trying to film in sound.
Oh.
And they have to keep restarting.
In the okay, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that sequence is incredible.
You know what else is really good? When the kids go in the water in the first time in Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
good.
I was thinking something from Avatar. Yeah.
I have the last hour of Avatar 2. Specifically Payakan jumping onto the boat.
Oh, them going in the water for the first time is way better.
Yes.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
I
the
think it's
last
'cause-
hour of Avatar. I think the middle.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
They
That's
slow
good.
roll it so
They
well.
do.
Mhm.
You saw Avatar, right, Jordan?
I did. I'm not knowing what scene you're talking about though.
It's when they first show up at the Water Tribe, and it's been like
Yeah,
an
it's
hour
already
and
an
a
hour
half.
and change into the movie. Yeah.
and Jake Sully's kids meet up with the like Chief's kids, and they bring them into the water for the first time. And Sigourney Weaver's like underwater. It's the first time you actually like the camera goes underwater, basically.
Yes.
And you get to see like the
Yeah,
sea
they've been-
creatures.
you realize they've been teasing you for an
You know
hour.
what it
Yes.
reminds me of?
Oh.
It reminds me of Subnautica.
Yeah.
Yes.
That whole them
Yeah.
like trying to figure
Yeah.
out stuff underwater.
I think it helps because going into it, I just know it's Avatar Way of Water. They're gonna go to like the water. They live with the water people, and it's like an hour and a half. We have not even we're not wet yet. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I want to just dive in. I'm waiting.
You gotta get wet.
I'm so dry.
I'm so dry.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, it was so cool. Like them because the actors are all actually underwater. You know what I mean? The like CGI and the little fish they make, I thought were like the best creatures. Just the little background fish that are like swimming around the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome.
So we talked about this in the Avatar episode, but like they actually go through and like physiologically build all of the animals on Pandora, so they know like what the circulatory system of every tiny fish on screen is.
Those little ones.
Yeah.
there.
So it's the attention to detail and then just how
I
real
remembered
it
how
looks.
good it was when they showed the Little Mermaid trailer on the Oscars, and I was like,
I was
"Wow,
going
this
to
looks like
say.
fucking shit.
Mhm.
So
this
that's
is so bad."
You would have
So-
thought that with Wakanda Forever too.
Yeah. So they're filming the Little Mermaid in the style that they call dry for wet. Because
It's dry for dry.
Yeah, because they don't have to actually hold their breath underwater like James Cameron made his actors in this movie.
Clearly, nobody is underwater in the Little Mermaid.
Excited for Javier Bardem as Triton, though. It's a good casting.
In terms of comic relief scenes, the other thing that I really loved was in Everything Everywhere All at Once when they used the Rakakuni joke. I about died. Like that just cracked me up. That was my favorite thing.
It
in the
was
entire movie.
the fact that Q Kwan keeps going back. Was I Raccoon Raymond again? Or what?
Yeah.
And they keep coming back to it, and she's riding on his head later to chase the car and stuff.
There were a lot from that movie.
There
that
was a lot of good
stand out.
scenes.
Obviously, the rocks.
The rocks. I'm
Yes.
never gonna forget Ki-Hu Kwan explaining to Michelle Yeoh how the multiverse is breaking, and he's like, "Your hair doesn't fall in quite the same way." And I was like, "What?"
So good. Well, it is the story of a girl, so it's RRR should be called or because I kept listing so many options. There's a lot of great sequences in RRR. The first time they meet on the bridge, the Natu scene, maybe when Beam gets into the compound and all the animals jump out in the fire versus the water thing. I don't know. Watch RRR. It's amazing.
I mentioned during the Oscars that Natsu Natsu was the first song performance, I think, in the whole time I've watched the Oscars where I wasn't like, ooh, an opportunity to get up and get snacks.
Yeah, it's funny.
I was like, I gotta watch this.
Because I know in the room, like other people hadn't seen RRR, and we were all like, "Wow, that's a cool performance." And then, like online, among people who have seen RRR, they're like, "That performance sucked. It doesn't at all capture how like the energy in the movie." So amplify that. You raise your expectations even more for how it looks in the movie. Maverick beating the time when they're about to shut down the plane project that they're doing. And then like Maverick comes on the radar and he gets there under
That
the
is
time.
cool, yeah.
Okay.
And then the scene after the school dance in Fablemans where The bully confronts him, and that scene is amazing. I made you look like you can fly, and the kid's like, I can't. And they talk about, why would you have done this? He's like, I don't know why I do this. Maybe it just made my movie better. Maybe I wanted you to like me for 5 minutes.
Yeah. I just really liked when he's like, don't tell anyone, because I immediately turned to Ray and went, ooh, bad news. He's making a movie about this. And he says it like he goes, I won't unless I make a movie.
Yeah.
And I was like,
which I never will.
Yeah.
I'll also say the first time that Pinocchio dies and he gets shuttled by the rabbits.
Yeah.
And then he meets death for the first time. Real cool.
It's good stuff.
All right. Good scenes this year. Good movies this year.
Good movies this year. Screenplays. We're going to do screenplays next.
Adapted or original?
We can start with original if that's easier for you. The nominees this year for Best Original are Fabelman's Triangle of Sadness, Tar, Banshees of Inisherin, and Everything Everywhere all at once. If that helps.
It's just so tough, this one. I feel like I have 4 that I can't figure out what my top 3 are out of them.
Yeah. Original screenplay is tough this year, I think.
My number 3 is Banshees.
Okay.
Number 2 is Tar. And number 1 is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Okay.
But all of these were really good.
Yeah.
I think last year, I'd have to look and see what was nominated, but I feel like this year I was looking at all the original ones. I was like, wow, all of these screenplays are good. And I looked at the adapted and I was like, wow, all of these are shit. And I think last year it was the opposite.
Last year was very strong and adapted.
Yeah.
Number 3, Banshees.
Okay.
Number 2, Fabelmans.
Yeah.
Number 1, Tar.
I'll save some time. That's my list also.
Wow, you didn't do Everything Everywhere?
Wow.
Nope.
I loved Everything Everywhere, but I don't know if the screenplay is what elevated it the most.
I
Really?
agree.
Oh, wow. I have Tar for number 3, Banshees for number 2, and Everything Everywhere All at Once at 1.
Okay. The voters had Triangle of Sadness ranked 5th, Fabelman's above that, Tar above that, Banshees in 2nd, and Everything Everywhere in 1st.
I just feel like it's hard to make a screenplay for things that are like more mundane, honestly. Like Everything Everywhere All at Once is like, it's over the top, and I don't know. I feel like screenplays for that are a little easier, whereas things that are like Banshees or Fabelmans, where it's just like a story of people doing their people things, it's really hard to do the screenplay right that keeps you like entertained and everything.
Yeah.
See, I think kind of the opposite, because with Everything Everywhere, I feel like there's so much going on that the screenplay is super important to make sure that you're telling it in a cohesive manner.
For me, Everything Everywhere is a lot about the editing. I don't think it's bad. I think there's a really strong category this year.
I felt like I had to put Tar as number 1 because I don't even know how you put that movie together. You know what I mean? Like, it's so complicated to do that movie correctly.
The way it slowly reveals what's happening.
It's very cool.
Not even in like a bigger sense, but literally like what we said, the way it slowly reveals to you what the plot of the movie you're currently watching is.
Yes.
You don't know until like an hour in.
It's true. I feel like I haven't had a movie experience quite like that one before.
I feel like
And a lot of it is in the performance of Cate Blanchett, but still like the writing is really good.
Yeah, I feel like the whole movie, there's not a lot of room for error there. If they make a couple missteps in that movie, I feel like it's no good.
Her performance is amazing, but they did at some point, someone had to write a soul selects her own society, and that's just a cool line.
I forgot what everybody picked already.
I think you and I had Tar in 1st, and then you had Everything Everywhere All at Once at 1st. Did you also?
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I think everyone all at once can have it then.
I think it has to, because we need to acknowledge that the voting had that in 1st and Tar in 3rd.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest, like I said, there was 4 that I was having trouble with. Where All at Once would have been my 4th one, and I could have put them in like a lot of different orders and been very happy.
yeah.
There's a couple categories this year that are like that, where I'm like, I can rearrange this in a lot of ways and feel very good about it.
Fabelman's co-written Steven Spielberg and Tony Kushner. Tony Kushner still doesn't have an Oscar, and he still doesn't have a lady, but one of these days.
Poor guy. I remember he tweeted about not having a lady recently.
Yeah, poor guy. But Everything Everywhere All at Once takes it. The Oscar nominees for adapted were Glass Onion, Top Gun Maverick, All Quiet on the Western Front, Living, and Women Talking. Women Talking won eventually. You may recall.
Okay. I can give my list, I guess.
Yeah.
I think this is a sad category overall, but I'll say number 3, Top Gun Maverick. He throws the rule book in the trash. Someone wrote that.
Yeah, he throws it in the trash, Greg.
Number 2, Avatar 2. And number 1, Woman Talking.
Cool.
I think Avatar 2 was the screenplay was much better than the first one.
Yeah.
For sure. It still was Avatar 2, which isn't phenomenal, but I think it's better than basically all the other adapted options.
They had to write somebody wrote down Payakan the whale telepathically responds to Loak's query of what happened, that it is too painful to describe.
They did have to.
It's too painful in the papyrus fonts, letting you know that the whale is thinking this back to Loak.
I wish I could see the screenplay. Do you think it just says single line, Payakan fucking jumps out of water and crushes boat?
Uses his impenetrable top half to deflect a missile. It's great. I know it's an exploding point harpoon, but come on. Let's not split hairs here. We're talking about space whales destroying space boats.
And that's my number 2. So that's
Wait, are
the
you
kind of
saying
year.
for adapted?
For adapted.
Is it adapted?
Sequels count as adapted.
Sequels are always adapted.
Oh, really?
That's why Glass Onion's in here.
Yep, because it's you know what I mean. It's from
That's why Top Gun Maverick's in here too.
Yeah, it's based
Okay.
off the original, which was the first.
Yeah. Although I think Top Gun Maverick's
Interesting.
also not just a sequel, but based on a quarterly earnings report from Lockheed Martin also.
I was going to say, wasn't it based off of a Budweiser commercial?
Yeah. Who wants to go next? Adapted. I can go. I have Top Gun Maverick third. I have Glass Onion second. I didn't like it as much as Knives Out. I don't know that I'm going to revisit it too much, but at least it's an interesting, I guess, a continued subversion of whodunit mysteries where no one actually done anything and the guy knew what was going on before he got there, but you don't know until the second half of the movie. I don't know. Interesting enough for me. And then Women Talking I have first.
All right. Number 3, I've got Women Talking. Number 2 is going to be The Whale. And number 1 is going to be Pinocchio.
Ooh.
Wow.
Good call.
They don't give animated stuff anything because it's not a real art form. It only gets that one category.
Right.
That's a rule.
I like that pick. Jordan, what you got?
I do like the idea of going with Pinocchio. I didn't do that. I don't love this list that I have, but I'm going to go with it.
No.
So I have number 3, All Quiet on the Western Front, number 2, Top Gun, and number 1, Glass Onion. Yeah, not thrilled about it, but that's what I did.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the adapted screenplays were pretty weak.
Yeah.
Should note, the voters had Glass Onion in first by a lot. And then Top Gun, then All Quiet, Living.
I did not see Glass Onion, which is why it's not on my list.
I thought you guys had.
No.
Oh,
we
wow.
went to, but did not see it.
We saw Knives Out finally.
Yeah.
I like Knives Out better, but I mean, same milieu.
Knives Out was very good.
We watched Knives Out just before they announced the nominees. And
Nice.
then-
In preparation for Glass Onion, and then in case it got nominated for something, and it really
so
didn't. So
we didn't have a
bother.
chance to get back to it yet.
I can see that, sure.
But Avatar 2 definitely better than Top Gun Maverick. Sorry, Ben.
I don't think so. I feel like
Anyone could have written this screenplay for Top Gun Maverick.
I kind of agree with that.
you
Yeah.
could. Why didn't you?
Because I have more dignity than that.
I didn't make Coda. You didn't work with Tom Cruise on Top Gun Maverick.
Mine
But
was
we
my
all could have
choice.
done these things. It's a tight as hell script. It is Top Gun Maverick, And it's,
I mean,
I could have thrown the script in the trash.
it's tight as hell because it's all been done before.
yeah, but it's
It's so
remixed
predictable,
and
all of
it's saved movie theaters.
It did save the movie theater.
So
And-
did the Minions.
Well, Minions aren't in the conversation. You could have voted for.
I guess I could have.
No, you couldn't have voted for Minions. It wasn't nominated for anything. It's not.
I'm really glad you put Pinocchio in because I always forget because they really don't give animated movies anything except for. I think people complain about the animated category because they use it as a way to not nominate animated things for anything else.
They do.
I think it would be. So we both have Women Talking. It's on 3 of our lists. We both have it in first. The ladies voters have it in last.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't on Jordan's list. I just think a lot of people didn't see it.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Um,
That was my least favorite movie of the year. But I do think it was a better screenplay. Than,
it's all screenplay.
yeah.
It's screenplay and performances. It got nominated for only one of those things, and it did win.
I think I've like the thing is what is it competing against? I think it's a better screenplay than All Quiet on the Western Front. I think it's a better screenplay than Top Gun Maverick or Avatar 2. You know what I mean? And I didn't see Glass Onion, so
But only just better than Avatar 2 for you.
I think it is better than
No, it's a
Avatar
lot
2.
better.
I think it's better than Avatar 2. Well, yeah.
I said Top Gun Maverick. I think
No, I don't think it's better than Top Gun.
really.
Yeah.
I could have written that one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I kind of agree with you.
Tom
Greg.
Cruise
It's so
throws the rule
cliche.
book in the trash.
It did the
Yeah, but he
blockbuster
did.
thing just like so well.
Okay, that's the
Yes.
one thing I have to say about Top
It
Gun
did
Maverick
what it was
is
trying to do.
it did
I
exactly
guess.
what it was
Good.
trying to do perfectly.
It's-
I will say.
Yes.
that.
Exactly.
It's a better execution of that than we've had in a very long.
I guess, but I think what it was trying to do is just not Oscar worthy.
See, I disagree.
Mm.
Anyway,
I like it for the visual effects. I don't like it for the screenplay.
and the sound. Don't forget the sound.
We kept the sound off when we watched it. We
Subtitles
just
only.
did subtitles.
Yeah.
I just said vroom a
So
lot.
loud.
Plain noises.
Okay, so what are we doing here? A couple of
I don't know. This is a tough. I don't know.
All right, what have we got? What have we thrown out there?
Women Talking, Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and Glass Onion are the if we count ladies voting, Glass Onion has 2 first place votes. Women Talking has 2 first place votes, and I think we all like the idea of Pinocchio. Also,
I do not feel strongly about any of mine, to be totally honest.
yeah, I had Glass Onion second.
I did not see Glass Onion, so I feel like I can't comment on it.
Yeah, I'm in the same.
Do
boat.
I
At
abstain
least
from
it's
that?
Funny.
It is funny. I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel too. It's like it's different at least. Do we just go rogue and give it to Pinocchio? Because I just don't feel like we're getting Women Talking across the line with this group.
I think we could give it to Pinocchio Go Rogue. I mean, it just let's
It
be different.
deserves. It deserves.
I'm fine
it.
with it.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
do it.
I don't
I
know
mean,
if
it
I
is my
could
number one,
articulate
so-
exactly what they're. Well, okay. I mean, the adaptation is they said it in World War II
Mm-hmm.
under Mussolini.
Well, I mean, it just has to be an adaptation, right? Because it's.
Well, that too, but I'm just talking about but for it to be award worthy. Like, what are they
Oh.
actually doing with the adaptation?
Yeah, I don't know if it's screenplay is its strong suit.
Well, talking about the Mussolini of it all. I
I guess
guess
I don't know
The
like
brand.
the original Pinocchio, but like if I compare it to the original
late
Disney
1800s, so
Pinocchio,
pre World War II.
I don't know. There's a lot of interesting choices that they made for an adaptation. You know, I think that's why I put
Yeah.
it first.
I think it's closer or something. I don't know.
I'll be honest, when I think about adapted screenplay, I'm not thinking like what adaptions you made that made it better. I'm just thinking you're different than an original screenplay. I'm just looking at you as another category.
I was looking at the adaptation. I think.
We're gonna get Del Toro out of the back. He thought he could go home, but no, we're respecting animation even more than he realized, and we are giving Guillermo del Toro another award. This time for screenplay.
One
be
he
proud.
didn't even ask for.
I like it.
He didn't even ask for. Last year, did we go with Power of the Dog here, or
almost.
or with Drive My Car?
Ooh,
We love to drive my car.
we did give Drive My Car a lot of awards.
I think we might have given it to Drive My Car.
I wish some kind of like host kind of figure could have written all this stuff down and had it all prepared.
Well, the problem was when I listened to the last year's episode right before we were supposed to record this, and I already talked about this on the tiny episode I put out with the voting, but I was sick for like a fucking week.
I like that it's tiny instead of short.
Yeah, it's just it's a minute. It's diminutive. my voice is very soft, and I'm like Hi guys.
Very weak.
Yeah, very weak. I recorded it from my bed on just to like a voice memo. And with that, before we get into the high level stuff, we have lead actor, director, and picture to go. We have a game.
What about actress? Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lead acting,
Acting, yeah.
you know. And it's an old favorite. This is going to be our best song category, but it's you guys that are competing for best song. You don't have to make up anything on this spot because I don't have an accordion, but that was a tar reference. I, using a slide whistle, will perform former winners of the Academy Award for Best Original Song. And whoever guesses the most wins Best Original Song at the Laties.
Oh, hell yeah. I thought I was going to have to compose a song. I totally would have won.
I would have sung Apartment for Sale.
I'm very good at making up songs on the spot.
Let me know if it's too loud. But, you know.
Can we do no noise and subtitle it?
No.
Okay.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a ladies' special edition of John Williams, more like damn whistleums.
Oh, God.
I did not realize that was a metal slide whistle. I thought it was plastic.
Oh, no, it's metal.
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal. In England, they call them Swanee whistles.
Oh.
So, I don't know. I think
Trivia.
I'm just guessing I should be further away from the mic for this part. Anyway, so here's how it's going to work. I have, and I'm going to ask you what you guys prefer. I have 15 here.
Holy shit.
I feel like we do first to 6. Maybe. That way we do a big chunk of them, but we probably don't do all of them.
There's a chance we don't make it to 6 because we're gonna split even 5-5-5 probably. Right? There's 15 of them.
Yeah, well, if that happens, I do have a tiebreaker.
Okay, so it can be first to 6. I'll be honest. These are nominees or winners.
These are all winners.
Okay, I probably don't know any of them. So we
A
can
lot
say
of Disney
first.
songs.
You do.
Okay.
I picked ones that I would be surprised if. So my thinking is this: I'll do it. If no one gets it, I'll give a hint and do it again.
Perfect. Okay.
And I will give you all another hint because I did this earlier with my sister to see if she could get any. She got 0.
Okay.
Oh, no.
So I will tell you they're numbered 1 to 15 and it's chronological. 15 is the most recent, 1 is the oldest.
Okay, so we're starting oldest.
I can go in order, or if you want an extra level of strategy, we can go around and you can pick a number. Like maybe you want one of the more recent ones. Maybe you want one of the old ones.
Yeah, let's do it.
You know what I mean? And I'll mark them off as we go because I usually don't do something like that. Okay.
Got a question there, Jordan?
No, I think I've got this.
All right. So it's time for a very special ladies edition of John Williams, more like damn whistleums. Let's start with Ray. Number from 1 to 15.
Number 1. And how is this working? Are we
The
buzzing
oldest.
in or?
Yeah, that's a good question. How we've done this before is I get through like a sequence just so if people are listening, they can play along too. But if you think you know it, like put your hand up and I'll if I'm focused too hard, we'll just be on an honor system. You guys tell me who put their hand up first.
Okay, I'm going to say it was me.
Me too.
I'll try to keep my eyes
This song is
open.
at least 15 years old.
If we do have to do all of these, I may be very faint by the end. It's difficult to do.
I can resuscitate you.
Oh, and I should mention I'm very bad at this and I did not practice
That's perfect.
because I think that makes the game harder.
That's what we need. I don't know if I could name 15 songs.
We're starting with number 1, which will be the oldest one. There's been 95 Academy Awards, but they didn't do Best Original Song until the 7th one. So there's a big span of time that these could be from, almost 90 years. Hey guys, it's Ben from the future. I'm popping in just to tell you that I think this segment is really good. However, it takes almost 20 minutes. So if you wanted to skip ahead to when we're doing the next category, I wouldn't necessarily blame you. Skip to about an hour 28 on your podcast app, and that should get you there. I think it's worth it, but if you need to just hear these categories and you don't want 20 minutes of slide whistles, who can blame you? I can't. But if you skip it, you won't know who won. Or maybe I've told you exactly the timestamp to go to have the winner revealed without the 20 minutes of hard listening labor that you'd have to put in to really feel like you accomplished something. As I've recorded for about a minute now, I would say it's actually probably more like an hour 29. So there you go. I'm doing this on a stupid like computer mic. That's why it sounds so bad, but I thought it was important enough to tell you. All right, back to the thing. All right, Ray buzzed in.
It's somewhere with a rainbow.
It is Somewhere Over the Rainbow from The Wizard of Oz.
Holy shit, Ray.
Ray has 1 point. Greg, pick a number between 2 and 15.
15. Come on.
You know what?
Then the bridge is like. All right, no one buzzed in on that one. I'll say it was from a few years ago. It was sung in the movie. It wasn't just over the soundtrack.
I'm just going to start guessing ones that I know won recently.
Might have
It's
it.
the theme.
Get a buzz in.
You go first.
I think I did a pretty good job that time.
You sure you don't want to go?
No, you go first. You had it first.
Is it City of Lights?
No.
It's the theme from Skyfall.
No.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah, go for
Is
it.
it that Lego song?
No. It's a live action movie. The person who primarily is thought of as singing this song is also a pop star in real life.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. The Shallows or
Yes.
something? Yeah.
From A Star Is Born.
Yeah.
As performed by Lady Gaga. Can't believe you guys didn't get that. Jordan, pick a number between
Forgot that
2
movie
and
existed.
14.
I did
Two.
too.
Okay.
This is not as old as The Wizard of Oz.
I thought I had it for a second, but
Is this apartment for sale?
It's not Apartment for Sale.
Uh,
It's not as old as Wizard of Oz, but it's pretty old. It's definitely the song you've heard most on this list.
oh, wow. It's the song from Singing in the Rain.
No, older than that.
Shit.
I'm not doing a good job.
It's okay. Yeah, good job won't help me.
It's an animated film.
is it When You Wish Upon a Star?
It is When You Wish
Oh,
Upon
it
a
is?
Star.
Okay. That's what I thought it was the first time.
You've heard it the most because it's the Disney jingle that plays before every Disney movie.
Yeah. As soon as you said it was animated, I knew it was Wish Upon a Star.
You got to buzz in. Ray's got 2, Greg's got 1.
Yes.
Pick a number.
Number 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
Zippity doo dah.
It's Zippity Doo Dah. A song Disney would soon forget is from Song of the South. No longer playing on Splash Mountain because they closed it down. All right, everyone's on the board. Ray's got 2, Greg's got 1, Jordan's got 1. Greg, pick a number.
14. I don't know what that was in the end, but I like it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It's another Disney movie. It might be no, it's not. I was going to say it might be the most recent Disney win, but of course that's incorrect
Yeah, it wins every year.
because they've won since Shallow, and that's the most recent one. You got
What is it?
something?
I
Is it Let It Go?
Yes.
Ah, yeah.
All right, 2, 2, 1. Jordan, pick a number.
8.
Okay, something in the middle. Less of an anchor point. This one, I can't do very well. So we'll get through this first bit quick and I'll get you to a hint. It's a Disney movie, 90s.
I need to hear it again. Is it I Can Go the Distance?
No.
It's from The Little Mermaid.
Close. No. That's from the 80s. You idiot.
I'm so stupid.
Written by Elton John and
Lion
Tim
King?
Rice.
Oh no.
It's from the Lion
Oh,
King.
can you feel the love tonight?
It is Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Nice.
Uh-oh, we're tied at 2. Everyone's got 2. We're going to do all of these. Ray, pick a number.
Number 4? Is that the oldest?
That's the oldest remaining.
Number 4.
Can I give you a hint in advance? You probably don't know this song.
Should I pick a different one?
But it's from a movie. And I'll say, you know what? I'll say if you can give me the movie, we'll count on this one. So I'm actually going to give it first in case you get it. But
Singing in the Rain.
nope. That's the chorus.
Oh, God.
The sequel to this movie only came out this year.
Top Gun?
Yeah, it's Take My Breath Away by Berlin from Top Gun.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I actually knew Top Gun won Best Original Song.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Greg has 3.
I'm winning?
Yeah, you have 3. Ray and Jordan have 2 each. And Greg gets to pick this one. The board is yours.
13. Lucky number 13.
Okay. Okay. This song plays over an opening credit sequence.
Is it the Whitney Houston one, the Bodyguard one?
No.
Oh.
It's not a Disney song.
No.
Can't be.
Um,
Disney had a lot of stinkers right before it.
Someone-
Frozen.
someone guessed it already, but it was wrong then.
Singing in the Rain.
This is the most recent one remaining.
I know.
Singing in the Rain came out in 1951.
Was it City of Stars?
Older than Frozen.
I'm doing a pretty good job.
Someone guessed it already. What did we guess?
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
It's also a song by a pop star. They were not in the movie, but the song played over the opening credits. it's a very long running series that always has some kind of special song playing over the opening credits. It's usually a big deal whoever does the song for the new movie. Adele sings it.
Oh, this is Skyfall.
This is Skyfall.
Oh, yes, all of those things are true.
Yep. It's like, ooh, what else can I say?
I don't know that song. I just knew it won.
Okay. Well, Greg has 4. He's
Wow.
2/3 of the way there.
All right.
You guys each are only 1/3 of the way there.
I'm gonna get the next 2.
Jordan.
10, please.
Okay.
It's an easy one.
Yeah, okay. All right, ready? Please, guys.
Wait, what number is this?
10.
No, never mind. It's very catchy.
This is an animated movie?
No.
Oh, it's not.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I was going animated.
I was too.
No. It's the opposite of an animated movie.
Ooh, what's the opposite?
Unanimated.
It's a gritty drama, and this is a rap song.
Oh.
Performed by a very famous rapper who was also the star of this movie.
8 Mile.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's the name of the song though? Very famous Eminem song.
I don't know the name of the song.
Really?
Yep.
Lose yourself.
Lose yourself. He just re-performed it. What?
Yeah,
last
we
year?
were just talking about this.
All right, Greg's got match point.
Match point.
Greg has 5. The other 2 have 2. And it is to you, I believe, for a number pick.
9.
The Little Mermaid.
No. This was perfect.
I feel like I almost had it at the end.
What is it, Jordan?
The Titanic song?
Yes.
My heart will go on?
My heart will go on.
Oh.
Wow.
Jordan strikes back. She's at 3.
I don't think that was perfect.
I
It was
also
perfect.
don't think it was perfect.
Well, you guessed it.
I got
so-
I got it on timing alone.
I feel like I was
That's a
waiting
way
for
to
my
do
heart
it.
to go on, and that was not it.
Wow.
That's a way to do it too.
Everybody's a
Although
critic.
the ending was good. The ending though helped of the song. Yeah.
Great. Well, I'm not Celine Dion here, so.
Nobody was behind you holding
Okay.
you.
All right, so Greg hasn't won yet, but it is his pick of number, I think.
I'm about to win. What's the most recent one? Is it like 12? 11?
It's 12.
12.
All right. This one I thought was funny to put in. I don't know if anyone's going to get it.
Oh, shit.
Man, this sounds familiar.
In the movie, it's sung by Taraji P. Henson. That the hook that I was doing there, the actual verse is Terrence Howard.
I don't know any of these people.
Okay. It was a big deal when it happened because it was like a really unlikely winner. Nothing?
Nothing.
It's from Hustle and Flow.
Nope.
It's Hard Out Here for a Pimp
Oh.
by 3-6 Mafia.
No.
Nope.
Good win, though. That was a good win. All right. So we can't all get tied at 5.
Nope.
Jordan, pick a number.
What's the highest number that's left?
The highest number left is
11.
11.
Let's go for it.
Okay. This one, here's a hint for everyone. This one would be most recently heard by Greg in this group.
What? would you know this?
How would I know that? Good question.
I'm still trying to figure out how you know it.
Yeah, I'm too
Yeah,
distracted.
I've given you all the clues. I would know that you would know it because it was an episode you were on recently.
Is it from Lord of the Rings?
It is. We'll say
Return of
that's
the
close
King?
enough. It's
Yeah.
from Return of the King. It's Into the West. By Annie Lex, which I was going to just take the movie on.
I
this
also
one.
watched that.
Yeah, but I didn't know that. I knew Greg had watched it. All right. 353. So.
7? 7 a number?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Seven is indeed a number.
An open number?
Yeah, okay. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
A Whole New World?
A Whole New World.
All right.
Oh.
Wow. How many are you at now?
4. It's going to be 5s. And we're not going to have enough because we missed one.
Oh, no.
All right. 4 to Ray, 5 to Greg, and sitting on match point for a while. 3 to Jordan. Everyone's still in this one. And it's Greg for a pick.
The newest one is 6?
The newest one is 6, and the oldest one is 5. So, yeah.
6. There's only 2 options left. Oh, God.
Yeah. This isn't good.
It's easy. That's The Little Mermaid.
No.
It's got to be on here somewhere.
Oh, it's from Beauty and the Beast.
What's it called?
Tale as Old as Time.
It's called Beauty and the Beast.
It's called Beauty and the Beast.
That counts. You
Yeah,
only
what
need the
she
movie.
said, so.
I can't believe you got that.
Wow.
Are you at 5?
Yeah.
So when Jordan wins this one, it'll be 4-5-5. Then we do the tiebreaker. We can end 5-5-5.
Ben looks exasperated.
All right. I didn't think we'd do all of these.
Next year, we're gonna not perform the songs live.
No, we are. We always are. This is too much fun for all of us, including the listeners. All right. No, there's only one left, so no need for anyone to pick the number.
I want 5.
Okay, we'll do 5 then. Get your hands ready, is all I have to say. What is it?
Little Mermaid. I don't know. What?
You got to give title for this one.
Oh, I don't know. Ray?
Under the Sea.
Under the Sea.
Oh, I could have guessed that.
Yeah, you could have.
But you didn't.
I
did
didn't.
ya?
But you didn't. And I didn't make Coda. And you didn't write Top Gun Maverick.
How about I could have?
Okay, putting this away for another year.
No, I think you get it, Greg.
No, I think you should win it, wife.
Oh.
Let's give it to Jordan.
Jordan wins.
No, I definitely didn't
She's
deserve
the
that.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio of this discussion.
If you want this, you can ask for it. You're taking it home.
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams.
Yeah, it's just the theme of tonight. We're just giving awards to people who didn't know they were competing for them.
That's a nice surprise, isn't it?
But I shouldn't say that. That was very competitive, actually. Everyone got a few. Either Ray or Greg won. We won't remember next year.
That's funny.
Love me a good slide whistle.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see this segment condensed into 2.5 minutes.
And so coming out now to present Best Actor and Best Actress, Hidetoshi Nishijima and Alana Haim, winners last year of Best Actor and Best Supporting Best Actor and Best Actress, respectively, are coming out to present this year's. Let's start with Actor.
I'm having trouble with my third spot for Actor. That's why I'm hesitating.
Yeah, don't forget, you can pick from any nominated movie.
I mean, I don't remember how the guy was in All Quiet in the Western Front.
I was gonna give him my number 3
because I'm like,
I liked him.
I feel like he was good.
Yeah.
I just don't have a lot of memory of it. It's either that or the Bill Nighy or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
guy.
that's it. I can go first if you guys want to.
Yeah, why don't you
and
do
I'll
that?
vamp for a bit.
Why don't you do that?
For actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. I feel like I just don't know a third because I didn't watch enough movies.
You going Tom Cruise?
I keep thinking about it just because it's funny.
He's good in it.
Threw out that rule book
He
very
throws the
convincingly.
rule book in the trash.
All right. So in Best Actor, my top 3. Number 3, I have Diego Calva from Babylon. Number 2, I have Paul Mescal from Aftersun. Number 1, I have Colin Farrell for his extremely good work in multiple movies this year, but mostly for his lead role in Banshees of Inisherin. He's amazing and he has talk about someone with range. He did that and Penguin this year, in the Batman. He's just an incredible actor. I actually might watch the Penguin spinoff show, having not been interested in many of like the TV spinoffs of superhero movies in recent years. That one has Colin Farrell in it, so I will watch that. But yeah, his work in Banshees is just kind of career best stuff, and it's too bad he wasn't that recognized for it this award season. But he will be recognized by me at least. Those are my top 3: Paul Mescal and Aftersun. Everybody got to watch that movie. That movie's incredible, and he is pretty amazing in it. He gets better as it goes, I think. And there's some really crazily like shattering stuff towards the end that he plays really interestingly. That's my 3. Oh, and Diego Calva in Babylon's great. Put that guy in everything. What a face.
I'm ready. Number 3, I'm going Sammy from The Fabelmans. I'm gonna put him 3 because I'm not really sure if he was the leading actor. Okay. Number 2, I'm gonna go Austin Butler for Elvis, and then number 1, Colin Farrell. Easy pick. Banshees. He's so good.
Yeah.
I'm going 3, the guy from All Quiet.
Sure.
2, Austin Butler, and 1, Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
I'm going for 3, the guy from All Quiet on the Western Front. For 2, Colin Farrell, and 1, Brendan Fraser for The Whale.
Not too unlike how it worked out on ladies voting. I think just because a lot of people didn't see Aftersun, Paul Mescal's in last year. Austin Butler they had in 4th. Bill Nighy was ahead of him in 3rd for Living. Brendan Fraser was in 2nd, and in 1st by a lot was Colin Farrell for the ladies voters. So I feel like we're Farrell or Fraser in the group.
I think it should be one of them. I didn't see The Whale, but I know people really liked it.
I like Brendan Fraser a lot. I just think Colin Farrell's so good.
I'm a little worried that Brendan Fraser's just going to say some weird shit if we let him up.
Like nautical puns? Or?
A lot of weird nautical things.
Yeah.
Well, if you let Colin Farrell up, he's going to turn into Johnny Depp halfway up.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
No one.
Me and him,
as long as you have an umbrella to shield him from the magic rain that came down on New York at the end of that movie.
We'll be rowing if he does that.
Yeah, we'll be rowing for sure. Okay, how are we feeling in the room?
It's tough. I didn't see The Whale.
Yeah, it feels like this has to be a discussion because I didn't see The Whale either.
Yeah. I'd be happy to give it into Brendan Fraser. Ray said he was really good, and I trust her opinions.
Yeah. He was really good in that. I mean,
You saw it, right? Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw it.
Yeah, I thought he was really good in that. But
I do like outvoting Ben.
I mean, he won an Oscar, though. Is he even going to come to this? Colin Farrell will come.
You think Colin
You
Farrell's
think
going to
so?
come?
Yeah, he'll come to the ladies.
I just am sick of people.
Whoever wins needs to come back next year to present. So
Jordan, what are your thoughts about the two? Because you and I are the only ones that have seen both movies, I think.
I mean, I liked Colin Farrell a lot. Like, I thought that was a great role. He obviously had.
It's up to you guys, but make your discussion quick. I don't want a whole woman talking hour and a half kind of thing.
We need a pros and cons list.
It's very fair. I thought Brendan Fraser just had like there was just like more range in that performance. Like that was a very intense role. But I liked Colin Farrell. I mean, I clearly I put Brendan Fraser first. So
I did too.
And you didn't even have Colin Farrell on your top 3.
I didn't.
Just the Irish thing, or
I think it goes to Brendan Fraser.
ugh.
Wow.
wait, I thought you said for some reason I thought you were the one who told me to watch that movie and said good things about Brendan Fraser.
Apparently people like him in it, but people don't really like that movie.
That's accurate. Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, so grain of salt. But that's like the I guess consensus, as if that's what you want to say.
I think that's fair.
All right. Well, congrats to Brendan Fraser. The Renaissance continues. Renaissance, right? We'd go with that instead of Fraser-sance.
Yeah, definitely.
He's amazing in The Mummy. Have you guys seen The Mummy?
Never heard of it.
I mean, have you? Though? I feel like
I mean, I haven't seen it in over 10 years.
that's what I mean. I feel like this is about blind spots here. There's no shame. That movie's amazing.
I don't really remember anything about it, but I know a lot of people talk about it.
He's great in it.
I've been on the ride.
There you go.
A lot of people say the mummy is their sexual orientation, right?
Yeah. Well, because everyone's hot in it of every
Right.
gender.
That's true. Everybody's hot. The mummy is hot in that movie.
Literally, yes.
Yes.
The guy who plays the mummy is also hot.
Yeah. Yes. I do always forget about that everyone is very good looking in that movie.
Yeah. He's good looking. They even try and give Rachel Weisz weird eyebrows in it just to like mute it, but they can't. And coming back to the mic is Alana Haim and Hidetoshi Nishijima, and they're going to present Best Actress. The voting, no, not the voting. The Oscars this year are nominated Cate Blanchett, Michelle Yeoh, Michelle Williams, Ana de Armas, and Andrea Riseborough. But we don't have to nominate those people at all.
This is the most Best Actresses I've ever seen. Like in
It's nice.
A lot in Best Picture this year.
yeah.
I would note that we already gave Michelle Williams an award for this performance tonight, so we probably can't have her in this category.
I think she can have both.
I mean, there's no rules really about this, but, maybe worth a consideration.
But yeah, considering we just went over the fact that last year none of the Best Actresses were in Best Picture, this year's 3. That's pretty good. Much better.
Yeah, it is better, for sure. Anybody have 3 locked and or loaded?
I mean, given that Michelle Williams is out of it, I'll put Michelle Yeoh at 3. Ana de Armas at 2 for me, and Cate Blanchett is obviously at 1.
I didn't see Blonde, but she's good in it, Ana de Armas.
Blonde is bad. She is good in it. I want to be
That's
very
exactly
clear
what
about
I've heard,
that. Okay.
I just don't know who I want my 3rd to be.
Yeah.
I think my 3rd is going to be the actress from Triangle of Sadness.
I was thinking too.
Charlie Dean
Yeah.
is the lead actress.
Whoever that is. I'm going to give that to her. And then I'm going to go Michelle Yeoh and then Cate Blanchett, number 1.
Okay. This is the one that I think most suffers from weird nominations. Obviously, Viola Davis and Woman King isn't eligible here because Woman King got 0 nominations. Tough. A lot of I've held my tongue. I didn't even talk about Phil Tippett's Mad God when we did the animated category because that wasn't nominated either. But this is the category that most makes me want to vote for people who are not eligible. Seriously, see Decision to Leave. Keke Palmer in Nope also would have been in the mix here. Tang Wei is the actress in Decision to Leave that I would have in here. But I don't. Michelle Yeoh I have 3rd. Margot Robbie from Babylon I have 2nd. and Kate Blanchett in Tar. Just head and shoulders best performance of the year in any category.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna copy Ray. I think I was thinking the same thing. I'll go the Triangle of Sadness girl for third. Although I feel like I don't have a third, basically, and then two Michelle Yeoh and Kate Blanchett first for sure.
Can I retract my Michelle Yeoh from number 3 and replace her with Margot Robbie from Babylon?
Sure.
Thank you.
So it seems like there's some momentum building for Margot Robbie. The ladies voters had it much like you did, Blanchett in first, Yeoh in second. A sizable gap, but not a huge blowout. Michelle Williams, they had third, so I think that's
who I would have had if I didn't move her.
She, with I think no first and second place votes, she might have had a couple second, but like no first place votes. It was just everyone was just like, I need a third, Michelle Williams.
Yes.
Then Ana Darmus, then Andrea Riceborough, because I don't know that people saw To Leslie that much.
Mm-hmm.
So no offense to her. She's an interesting performer. It's just it was such a strange circumstance that her nomination came from in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Kate Blanchett, come on up.
Yeah, it's got to be Kate Blanchett.
It's got to be.
Shout out to Michelle Yeoh.
Oh God,
it
she
was
trips
awesome.
on the stairs.
It's weird with Margot Robbie. I think that's just what her voice sounds like now, but that's which is too bad because I think she has a pretty good normal voice too with her. But will she ever get to be Australian in a movie? I guess, is my question. Or is she just going to be doing a period Bronx accent for the rest of her life? Who knows? But great in that movie. Yeah, I mean, come on, it's Kate Blanchett. We loved her. The ladies voters loved her. Mm-hmm. Before we get into their final two categories, because we're coming up on the end, I'm curious what you guys thought was the best ending this year in a movie.
The best ending in a movie.
The best ending. There are 3 nominees in my mind.
Ooh, I have 4.
Interesting. What do you got?
I have Triangle of Sadness, Fableman's Tar, and Babylon.
I have Fableman's Tar and Babylon.
That makes sense.
Yep.
I have Fableman's.
Okay.
Tar,
you can't pull the trigger on Tar. Wow.
Nope. I didn't understand it until you explained it to me. That I didn't understand what was going on with that concert. I obviously I got the gist of it, but
interesting.
Oh.
They take away her time. She doesn't get to control time anymore. They put the headset on her so she has to listen to a metronome.
Yeah, I know.
She starts the movie with the whole like, you cannot start without me.
At
the end, she's on someone else's.
If it ended at the tackle, definitely.
Well, that is, I mean, as we talked about in the episode, that is the great debate. Should it have ended there? I like that it keeps going.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Ray,
but it would have just been it would have been like a more shock value kind of ending if it just cut to black after the tackle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have trouble with this one.
So I guess the question is, I know I've mentioned to you before, but do you know how Babylon ends?
No.
Do you want to?
I guess. I'm probably not going to watch it.
Well, after watching it for 3 hours and change, it ends with a montage of just movies that have been made since the early days of recorded video.
Sounds terrible.
Up through Avatar. I think it ends, it goes to Avatar, and then it's showing some production stills from the film Babylon as well in the montage.
You know what? So Fableman's definitely my favorite ending.
I'm going to be honest. I don't even remember how it ends.
Fableman's?
Yeah.
They move the camera.
They move the camera.
Oh, that's
And
right.
specifically,
Okay, that
like
was a
that.
good ending. That was a good ending.
the whole lead into the ending too, where it's after the panic attack, which is really like the emotional end of him and his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And then Spielberg's like, let me just do the craziest shit that ever happened to me. And it's Sam, he's on the lot, and he meets John Ford. And John Ford is played, the great director is played by the IRL great director, David Lynch, who made Mulholland Drive, which we all love. And that sequence is amazing.
It's really good. What do you see?
What do you see? Well, there's 2 cowboys. And no. Where's the horizon? It's at the top.
It's there.
There The way Gabriel LaBelle's voice cracks when he says, just is so good. If it's at the top, it's interesting. If it's at the bottom, it's interesting. If it's in the middle, it's boring as shit.
Get out.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my office or whatever.
It's awesome.
It was so
That was
good.
good. That
And
was
then he pokes his head back in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, kid.
And then just to spite you a little bit, Ben, I like the ending of Triangle of Sadness.
I was gonna say that. I
Yep.
liked that one a lot.
I like the ending of Triangle of Sadness a lot.
I feel like we talked about it a lot, and I feel like that means it's a good ending.
I like the ending of Triangle of Sadness a
I
lot.
agree.
Not as much as Fableman's. And then third, I actually like the ending of All Quiet on the Western Front.
Oh.
You just hated that kid?
Yeah. I hate that guy. I had
wanted to
watch
see
him
him
for so
get
long.
freaking skewered.
No, yeah, I like that. I like him dying like slowly at like
Mm-hmm.
because it's him like he kind of gives up. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have to die,
That was a good ending, I guess.
but
I agree.
I think
It was-
actual story ends better. Not IRL. I mean, like the story it's based on that it hugely changed.
because I like that throughout that movie they kind of like his buddy who I can't remember, like the older guy that he kind of becomes friends with.
the guy who keeps going, "Ooh, I can't wait to get home. I've got a lot of things waiting for me. Hope nothing happens on this final day of combat."
Let's do something super dangerous.
Yeah, let's do something super
Yeah,
dangerous.
yes, yeah. He mentions a couple times how like the ones who die are lucky because he's like, we're never gonna be able to go back to a normal life.
Yeah.
And then once everyone else is dead except for him, he just is like, that's him just being like, I'd rather just die. I'll just go die. I don't know.
Yeah, that is a good ending.
Yeah, I like that too.
I like that ending.
It's all right.
The whale had an interesting ending.
We talking about Avatar or the Brendan
No,
Fraser
the,
movie? Okay.
the Brendan Fraser movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
I have seen the ending.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is my top three in that order. Fableman's, Triangle of Sadness, All Quiet on the Western Front.
Cool.
It was a sad. The whale had a satisfying ending up until he floated away, but that's okay.
This wasn't actually a competitive category, but we can pick something if we want.
No, we don't have to.
No.
It's funny because I really, really liked Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I feel like its ending is kind of
It just ends.
it just ends.
Yeah. Banshees had a good ending.
Yeah.
That was one that we talked
Banshees
about a
did
lot.
have a good ending. Yeah,
But yeah, that final shot in Fableman's
it's so good. Him
where
talking to the director,
the camera moves
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
and it kind of shakes and it takes. I was not alone in the theater when I was watching that, but there's like a couple other people and I was like laughing because it's a great
very
joke.
funny. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
And
We
I
were
was
laughing.
like, "You guys get it? We you guys got that right? That was fantastic.
It was really good.
It was wicked good.
I forgot that had happened.
Yeah. Camera moves up. The music goes or whatever. John Williams playing. Okay, yeah.
Let the
those are
man
good.
retire.
No.
God damn.
Steven will never let him retire. Speaking of which, best director.
Oh, this is so hard.
Nominees this year: Daniels, Steven Spielberg, Martin McDonagh from Banshees of Inisherin, Todd Field from Tar, and Ruben Östlund from Triangle of Sadness were your nominees.
I'm gonna have the same issue. There's 4 movies that I could put in like any order. I'm in a weird spot because I honestly do think that Tar might have been the best movie this year, but it was not close to my favorite this year.
This one's tough for me.
This one's tough for me too.
I'll go. I have Damien Chazelle third.
I don't know who that is.
He directed Babylon.
Boo.
It has a couple of the best sequences in any movie this year. It has some stuff that doesn't work, but the directing is always interesting. It is occasionally transcendent. The final camera move that follows Brad Pitt up the stairs for his last scene, for instance, is compared to a lot of the rest of the movie really understated, but pretty amazing. Obviously the way he's moving the camera around that opening party, and like he does a lot of one shots in this sequence, and it's amazing. I don't know. The camera just kind of mirroring that later, following Tobey Maguire into hell. Yeah, it's always interesting. So I have to have him on my list. Todd Field, I have second. Yeah, I think we're gonna look back on Tar as the best movie made this year.
I do think it was. I think it might be.
Yeah, and it's I just feel it's all of such a cohesive piece, and I
That's
give
what
that
it is.
to Todd.
Yeah.
And then Spielberg, directing and blocking. No one blocks like he does, where the people are actually standing in frame. You know, it's always clear. There's a couple times where it's just like textbook Spielberg shit. Like I think I thought of it when Sam is watching a movie in a theater and then the other Boy Scouts are like sitting behind him and they're all in a big group, but you can see everyone's face because they all have their own it's basic stuff like that. That's not the most impressive shot in the film, but and then just the way that I'm giving it, I'm kind of cheating because Spielberg put so much of himself into it. I think it's pretty rad. It's not a subtle movie. And it is a movie about himself, and that might not work for everybody, but it really worked for me. The shot where Sammy sees himself filming his parents telling their kids that they're getting divorced is the craziest thing I've maybe ever seen on film. Can't believe Spielberg let that be in a movie. It's an absolutely bravura shit. That's next level stuff, and so I have Spielberg first.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Did I vamp long enough?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, you
good.
bought me time. Number 3, Tar. I think we went over this. I think Tar might technically be the best movie this year. There's just so much
That's what
happening.
I keep coming back to.
But it wasn't my favorite.
Same.
Second, I'm going to go Everything Everywhere All at Once. I think that was really good. There's a lot happening in that movie. And then number 1 is Fabelmans. I loved that movie. And I do think a lot of it was the directing.
Yeah.
You had mentioned before, too, like, he got a lot of good performances out of a lot of actors. Todd only got one really good performance out of one actor.
But the best one? Quality
Yes.
over quantity.
I think there's a lot of good performances in Tar, but
No, there
it's
is.
dominated, obviously.
It is.
By
They're
Cate Blanchett.
overshadowed.
Yes.
And they were much smaller, the other performances.
Yeah. I think Nina Haas, especially, who plays her partner in that, in Tar.
It's really hard to remember anyone else's performance
Yeah.
in that movie. But they are good.
I have Fablemans at 3, Tar at 2, and Everything Everywhere All at Once at 1.
Okay.
3 good picks, Jordan. The order's wrong, but
I've got Fablemans at 3, Everything Everywhere All at Once at 2, and Tar 1.
good picks, Ray. The order is wrong, though.
I don't know, Tar is just as a cohesive piece, I think it's the best one.
I think we just have to give it to Babylon.
Get out of here, man.
Tar has the best vibes, you know?
What are
The whole
what do our
movie just
voters
vibes,
say?
and I feel like that's the directing.
Our voters had Daniels first from Everything Everywhere All at Once, then Spielberg, then Martin McDonagh, then Todd Field for Tar, and then Ruben Östlund
Who's Martin McDonagh?
for Banshees.
Yeah, Banshees was my 4th.
I had McDonagh actually second on my list, and then I kept moving
think-
stuff around.
Yeah, I kept moving Banshees around. I think it fell off just because it's a bit simpler. Which isn't
looks
bad.
amazing.
I love that
It really
movie.
looks amazing.
Mm-hmm. That's another vibes
okay.
movie.
Yeah, I love Banshees.
So interesting.
There was-
Two Fableman's first place votes. One in the room, Daniel's first place vote. One voting
That
from the
counts.
ladies.
So 2.
But I don't. Does anyone have Tar below second?
I put Tar 3rd.
So you put Tar third.
I did Tar everywhere.
Fableman's at third. They had Fableman second in the voting. If we averaged all this out, I think it's percentage points with those 3 movies.
Yeah, I think, like I said,
But I think Tar isn't. I think Tar doesn't come in first.
I ordered these different when I voted. My mind has changed a lot on these.
That's okay.
Yeah, me too.
That's okay. But I would have. I didn't have Daniels on my list.
Yeah, but you accidentally put Babylon.
I mean, they wouldn't be fourth either. I'd have McDonagh in front of them for Banshees. But that doesn't matter here. So what are we?
I'm happy with any of those 3, to be honest. So that's why I don't really care, to be honest. They were all so good.
So
I
we're
loved all those
talking-
movies.
I think it's probably either Spielberg or Daniels, with Todd Field as like a close second. But I think
so.
any of those 3. But I think whoever's first, the other one's third.
That's weird.
And then Todd Field's second. No, I don't know.
I think that's right though.
I feel like
Yeah.
It makes no sense when you say it, but I think that is correct.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it depends on what rubric you're using. One of them is in first, the other one's in third.
What was yours, Jordan?
I had Fableman's third, Tar second, and Everything Everywhere All at Once first.
See, and I had
was
Tar
yours then?
second.
I had Tar first.
Fableman's third?
Fableman's third.
I think it's everything everywhere all at once first.
Yeah, and then I think Tar is second.
I think Tar's
Fableman's third.
Yeah, but they're all
Okay.
really close.
Daniels, come up and give your speech again.
All right, well, if you want to give it to someone I went to school with, fine.
No, I'm taking it away from them calling themselves Daniels.
I
Get out of here.
was hoping one of those would be annoying enough to spring it to Steve.
to send it down to Babylon.
Yes. Just have to sour you guys on everything else. It's like, okay, I guess Damien Chazelle.
I don't want to give Babylon the award because they probably have to sell it to cover some of their losses.
Yeah.
They're going to be in profit soon. It's fine. And we're going to be at 2 hours and 20 minutes soon. So let's get to Best Picture. As we are now past 10 o'clock. Top 5 of the ladies voting was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Fableman's, a really tight 1-2. Banshees and Tar were tied at third, and then Top Gun Maverick was in fifth. That was the top 5 of ladies voting. But we can go with any picks we want. So, and for Best Picture, we'll each do a top 5. So if you need
Top 5. Oh,
so if you need a second, we didn't nominate any
I'm
women
ready.
for director either. Just saying.
what is it?
So we didn't nominate any women for director either. Just saying.
They're all really good options in there. It was hard to think
Yeah,
outside
it's
the box.
tough.
Didn't need to think outside the box. I was like, yep, these are all great.
Yeah.
I don't know how Triangle of Sadness snuck in there.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was one of my movies I liked a lot, actually, Triangle of Sadness. It was like in the middle, you know what I mean? Because it doesn't compare to the other 4. That's the thing. Those are the 4 movies on there so much better. I'm ready with my 5.
Oh, the making it only 5 is tough.
The fifth one is throwing me through a loop here. I'm not sure which one I want to pick. I'm between 2.
I was between a couple, but I'm pretty happy with mine. I had like all the middle-y ones are kind of interchangeable. I had like a couple on the bottom, some middle ones, and the top 4 that I liked the most.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Okay. Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go. Number 5, Avatar, Way of Water. Great movie. 4, I'm going to go Tar.
Ooh.
3 is Banshees, then Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then Fablemans.
Okay. Spicy.
I don't know. I can go. I'll go.
Okay.
5, I also had Avatar. Really good visual effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll probably never look at like underwater movie scenes the same way.
I don't think you ever no one wants to make an underwater movie right now. It's not going to be good.
No.
Little
no.
Mermaid in theater soon.
Yeah, not good. All right, so 5. 4 is Banshees. 3 is Fablemans. 2 is Everything Everywhere. And 1 is Tar.
Okay.
All right. For me, I have Babylon at 5, which I can do, right? I can do that. All right. Fableman's at 4, Tar at 3, Banshees at 2, and Everything Everywhere All at Once at 1.
Big Banshees fan, huh?
I really liked Banshees.
I love Banshees.
The rewatch helped for me, I think.
I think it would be a very enjoyable rewatch. That movie was so good. I'm very sad that it won nothing. It should not have won nothing. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, that and Tar and Fableman's all.
I don't know if
getting
I can
blanked
forgive
as
them for
crazy.
Those were my like.
I can't forgive them for killing the donkey. It hurt too much.
It was
It was an
bad.
accident.
I know, but it
Colin
hurts.
Farrell writing the letter to his sister about how he was there petting the donkey. Like,
It's tough.
it's terrible.
5 RRR. 4 Babylon. 3 Banshees of Inisherin, which I slid down for Tar at number 2, and number 1 The Fablemans.
I loved the Fablemans.
Yes. So The Fablemans is my favorite movie of the year, and I think Tar is the best movie of the year. I don't, and right now I'm going with my heart, and I have Fablemans as first.
I put Tar fourth, and I think it might be the best movie of the year. It just wasn't my favorite. I like Banshees Everywhere and Fablemans more.
Yeah, and big apologies to Aftersun. That would have been one of the next ones on my list, I think. And there's also, there's at least Nope and Decision to Leave would have been in my top 5 too, but they're not nominated for anything. So
I almost put Triangle of Sadness 5, but there was just a little too much weird over the top stuff in that like middle section.
Yeah.
Over the top, I feel like puts it mildly.
Yes.
Yeah, that was too much.
It was just a bit too much.
I have Triangle of Sadness as my 39th ranked film of the year.
Wow. Okay.
But as I've told you, I like everything in my top 49.
Okay.
The Whale might be one of my favorite ones.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. It almost made it in there to number 5, but I think Avatar might have edged it out.
Yeah, I have that like
The Whale v. the Whale.
like I said.
I know a lot of people didn't like it, but it stuck with me.
There you go.
In the middle over there, I have like Avatar, Triangle of Sadness, Top Gun are all like, fine. I think Avatar's the best out of all those.
2 Fablemans votes, 2 Everything Everywhere All at Once votes, if we're counting the ladies voting. Tar is on all 4 lists. Yeah, right?
I put it fourth, yeah.
Tar is on all 4 lists, only 1 first place vote and only 1 second place vote. So probably not getting in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just average them out. Who won?
It's either Fablemans or Everything Everywhere All at Once. And for what it's worth, Fablemans was a close second in the ladies voting also. So I think it's between those 2. Didn't have Everything Everywhere All at Once on my list. But I like
Your list is weird though.
I like that movie a lot.
I think we let Fablemans win because I don't think we've let Ben get back to any of his wins.
He loved
fair.
that
This is the big one though. So
It is the big one.
there's no
I-
pity
well,
wins here.
This is my top pick. I love the Fablemans. Granted, I put Everywhere second.
Yeah. Ray had Fablemans pretty high.
You guys both had it in first. I did have it on my list.
Yeah. You had it 4th?
I had it 4th.
Yeah.
Third.
Ray had it 3rd. Does anyone have a strong opinion against or for either of those?
I love Fablemans. I want it to be Fablemans personally.
I'm fine with that
but-
winning.
You found what?
Fablemans.
Oh, yeah. I think we should give it to Fablemans because it got snubbed at the Oscars, and I wanted it to win something.
Okay. Well, that's Steven Spielberg.
Daniels doesn't need more stuff.
Yeah, I think Spielberg's a producer, and of course, we also give this just to the producer of the movie.
Oh.
Oh.
No, we love artists here, so this will go directly to, I think it's Spielberg either way, but this is presented, of course, by Ryusuke Hamaguchi, who made Drive My Car last year and who won last year for us. That's it, right?
That's it.
Your final tally, Fablemans takes it home.
Good for Fablemans.
Good for Fablemans. Ray wins Best Song. Turning Red won Best Animated. Michelle Williams won Supporting Actress. Ki Huy Kwan won Supporting Actor. Everything Everywhere All at Once won Original Screenplay. Pinocchio lost Animated but won Adapted Screenplay. Best Actor went to Brendan Fraser. That one was dramatic. Not dramatic. Best Actress went to Cate Blanchett, and Daniels won Best Director.
Am I the only
And
one?
that's the ladies.
That's it. Am I the only one who's really excited to hear Pat's complaints about this episode?
He's not going to be happy.
No, he'll be mad about a lot of the decisions. I'm excited for him to be mad about them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for listening to the 2023 Ladies. There's merch available. Greg and Ray have a nice looking magnet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kept it simple, so I thought it was funnier. But there's a level, there's a limit to it. You know, there's a limit. I think I'm testing the limit. Like I think it's funnier when it looks a little janky. But does anyone want that?
I'm happy to have it on my fridge.
You know what I mean?
The limit does not exist.
So it's about walking a line, and I might have gone too far one way this time around. I think it's a fun design, though. you can at least download a JPEG for free. Yeah, thank you for being on, Ray, Greg, and Jordan.
Anytime.
This is fun. We got to do it again next year.
Yeah.
Excited for next year.
We'll try and do it before the Oscars next year so people still think it's relevant, but that's okay. Thanks for being on. If you've already listened this far, you know how to listen to the podcast. You can check us out on Instagram at Late to the Movies _podcast. I'll still shout out Podbeans though. Listen to us on Podbeans. And that'll about do it. It's a wonderful night for ladies. Who will win?
Whoa.
It's a callback to when I mentioned the Billy Crystal thing at the beginning. Remember? 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah. Look,
what a fun callback.
It's how you know it's a good screenplay. The Chekhov's gun came back.
Full circle.
Throwing the script out into the garbage. Thanks, guys.
See ya.